Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Erin. Today I might look a little bit strange. I do have my foundation, concealer, and powder on, but that is where I stopped because I have a little bit of an issue getting ready this morning. I washed all of my brushes last night and they're still not completely dry. And so all I have to work with today are the brushes that I don't use all the time. And I wanted to kind of challenge myself to do a makeup look with brushes that I never use. And so like if I was, what do you really need to get ready? And so as far as foundation, powder, and concealer, I used my Morphe sponge to put on all of that. And so I have a good base set down, but I wanna quickly just show you guys what I have to work with here. So this is all I have to work with. So as far as, this is where I keep all of my like eye brushes, and I literally have the brush that came in my Modern Renaissance palette. I have this flat like smudger from Luxie, and then I have 3 spoolies and a spatula. But this is all I have. This is all I have to do my eyes today. So that's gonna be the fun part. But we are very fortunate that in like the Urban Decay palettes, in the Anastasia palettes, we do get a really nice double-ended brush. And so hopefully I'll be able to work something in through the crease with this, pack on some shadow with this, and get a look, and maybe use this one on my lower lash line to smudge something out. So I have more face brushes that I don't use versus eye brushes because I'll buy a brush or I'll get brushes in subscription boxes and think that they're really good for one thing, and then I don't like the way they perform, so I don't use them anymore. But I do have, these 2 are from Crown, these 2 here. I have this contour brush from Sigma. I have a foundation brush from Sigma. I have this brush from Luxie. This is the Pro Precision Tapered. I never use this because what precision can you get with the floppiest brush ever? So I might end up having to like pinch this one and use this for highlight, because nothing else I have I think could do highlight. I have this powder brush from Sigma. I have this, I think this is one of the blush brushes from Eco Tools. I have a blush brush from Ulta. And then I also have this big old powder foundation brush from Tarte. And oh, can't forget the little double-ended foam applicator that came in a Wet n Wild palette. I might use this to pack on shadows, but I'll hold this one out. But those are all the brushes that I have to use today. I mean, I have more face brushes than I do eye brushes. So this won't be the hard part. The hard part will be getting a brush that will actually put on the product like I want it to go on. It's gonna be the eyes that are gonna be the difficult part. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So while my face continues to set down and dry down, I am gonna go ahead and do my eyes. I'm going to be using a Smashbox palette today, and this is the Cover Shot Ablaze palette. And this one is just, of course, my like warm colors that I love, but they don't have a good transition shade in here. The only mattes that are in here are like these 2 shades down here. So I am going to go into my Tarte Clay Play palette and get a transition shade and use the fluffy side of this Anastasia brush. I usually like starting with the shade Desert in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put down a crease shade and move on from there. All right, so that laid down some good color, but that also has something to do with the Tarte powders being really good. But this is a little bit more scratchy than what I'm used to with my Morphe brushes. But I'm gonna go into the Ablaze palette here, and I think I'm just going to take this more orangey shade and work this into the crease as well, just to see if I can get a little bit more color in that crease. All right, now that I got a little bit more color in my crease, I will say that this brush here doesn't blend as well as like my Morphe or Sigma brushes. But again, this is all I have to work with today, so I am making it work. So I got a little bit of definition in the outer corner, and I got some little bit of deepness in the crease. I think I'm just gonna go in with one of the shimmer shades now. Let's see, which one do I want to use? These are the three in this palette. Those three right there. Let's go in with this gold one here, the big one. So I am going to use the foam applicator here just to see how this goes. Picks up a good amount of color. That's actually a really good way to put on shadow, but I'm gonna go in with this little bit deeper of an orange shade right here and just put that on the outer corner a little bit. And then go back in with my brush in that more orangey shade and just blend everything out together. All right, so that's looking okay. I'm going to take this, the more flat side of this brush and go in just with the matte cream shade and go onto my brow bone a little bit with it. I like to take a cream shade and blend out my edges, and so it just creates that seamless gradient onto your brow bone. Another thing I'll notice about this brush is that it is shedding. I'm getting little black hairs all over my face from this brush shedding. So now I'm going to take this little brush from Luxie and I'm going to try to do my lower lash line. So I'm just going back into that shade off of the Tarte palette. This brush is very stiff, and so I can understand if I was doing a really dark color and smudging it under there, but I'm not doing really dark colors yet, so I'm going to go back to the Anastasia brush and get some powder on the smaller side and then just be a little bit more precise. And then just back into the Ablaze palette with that orange. Then into the same shimmery gold. All right, now that we got some color down there, I do want to go back into that matte cream shade in the palette and then just kind of run it along the edges again to smooth everything out. Apparently there's a chihuahua snoring in my lap. How rude. Anybody remember that from Full House when, was it Stephanie? Yeah, Stephanie would go, "How rude." Who else from my generation is out there that actually watched Full House when it was on? And believe it or not, like, I'm not into Friends. I know there's people that maybe are in that like 5 years younger than me that are like obsessed with Friends. But I was kind of too young when Friends was out to understand it. And then by the time I got older, I just wasn't interested in it. So I am not of the like Friends generation, I guess, like the newer generation. And I know it's on Netflix, but I just have no interest whatsoever to watch it. So actually, change my mind. Leave me a comment down below of why I need to watch Friends, because every time I've watched it, it's not funny to me. But hey, maybe I need my mind changed. So my eyes are pretty much done. I am going to go in with my new Clinique liner. If you guys watched my video from Monday, you guys saw that I hauled this recently, and I wasn't too thrilled with the pigmentation with a swatch, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my eyes and see what I think about it. I'm not very good about putting on liner while talking to you guys, so I'll probably just put on some music and show you guys what I come up with. All right, so there is the Clinique liner on. You guys might not even be able to see it. You can maybe see a little bit of a baby wing. So it's not the most pigmented stuff. That's it right there. It may not be the most pigmented, but it is extremely easy to use, and it's very forgiving. Like, I was getting a little bit sloppy on this eye, and it was so, like, I had to build up the color on it that I couldn't necessarily see that I messed up. Whereas if I use one of my black liners and I accidentally slip, you can see it, and I gotta like spend 5 minutes fixing it. So this is very forgiving. I think I'm gonna end up keeping it. I think this was $22, $24. I'll put it down on the screen how much I paid for this. But if you guys have any recommendations for a brush tipped brown liner, let me know, because I am really looking for one, because there's some days when I want to do liner and I want to do a wing, but I don't want to do a black standout wing. I want to do something very subtle, a little bit more natural, something that blends in a little bit more. So that's why I wanted to do this brown liner, but I like the look that I got from it. I did have to go over it a couple times to build up the pigmentation on it, but I love brush tips because they just make the most perfect little wings. And so I'm happy with this, but I'm not happy with this. So I'm gonna keep trying it out. I'm probably not gonna return it. I'll keep using it and seeing what I think, but that is eyes. Now let's go on to the face with these brushes. Now, I usually use a big old fluffy like dual fiber or one of my Eco Tools brushes for my bronzer. So I'm trying to figure out the closest thing I can get, because I don't want anything too densely packed that would like put too much bronzer on or rub my foundation off. So this big old brush from Tarte, and then this brush that's a little bit looser from Ulta are the two that I'm thinking about for bronzer. I could use my big old powder brush because it does pinch in a little bit here, and I could use this to go in and bronze, so this will be like a backup. But I'm gonna go in with this Ulta brush first and see what I think. I am just gonna use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that is in my project pan. So just swirling my brush in there. Do you guys see anything? I mean, I'm going hard on this thing, so I don't know if it's picking up any or if it's just shearing it out so much. Oh, I see a little bit of color coming through. I mean, this one isn't the most pigmented bronzer, but usually I don't have to go like this hard into this product to get color. Maybe it's just the bristles on this brush. They are so synthetic, so. But we got a little bit of color back on the cheeks there. All right, we're going with it. And so blush. I probably am either gonna use this same brush or this Eco Tools. I think this actually is a blush brush is what they named that. So let me see what blush I want to go in with today. I'm going to use Candid Coral by e.l.f. And so let me go in with this Eco Tools brush first. This is more densely packed, so this is going to pick up a lot more product. So we'll go soft at first. There's some color. Chihuahua, you're so angry. I think she wants to get fed. I think that's the issue. So that was Candid Coral from e.l.f. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some brows and some mascara, do my setting sprays, and then go in with highlight last. Alright guys, so I forgot how much I love the Revlon Color Stay Brow Pencil. I've been trying to use up my 2 pencils that I have in my project pan, but I decided to reach into my drawers today and I forgot how much I love this one. And then I just used the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight in my inner rim, and then I used my Lash Discovery on the lower lashes and the Butter London Double Decker Mascara on my top lashes. This stuff is amazing. It does not transfer. It flakes a little bit by the end of the day, but it doesn't transfer onto my lids, and it gives you that wonderful volume. So I am loving these mascaras together. And then I just set everything down with the NYX Matte Finishing Spray. And now I am going to go in with highlight. And I have pulled the Wet n Wild Boozy Brunch highlight out of my collection. And it comes off, you know, it has that mixture, but it comes off as this beautiful gold shade. This one right here, like almost like a rose gold shade. So what did I say I was going to use for highlight? This obnoxious thing. So let's go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to pinch this down a little bit and create more of that like nice shape for highlighting, and then just go into this pan. Pick up some powder. I miss my highlight brush, y'all. It did the trick. So let's go on to the other side. Oh, that's a little bit harder. Create like a fan brush out of it. Y'all, I hate this brush. I hate this brush. So I'm gonna go back in with my blush brush and just kind of blend that highlight out a little bit. And then I am going to take, again, the shorter side of the Anastasia brush and go in with this highlighter. So I trimmed my eyebrows last night, and I don't know if I like them or not. I did pluck them and I cleaned up the bottoms a little bit, but I keep my eyebrow on this side a little bit longer because I have that scar, so I kind of do a comb over into it. But I trimmed up here, and I don't know if I like it or not, but it's just eyebrows. They grow back. You can always fill them back in. But I just think that they look a little bit more groomed now, but they're not as full as what I'm used to them being. So let's go ahead and pop on a lip, and then I am done with this look. And I just popped on this Rimmel lipstick. This is number 47. This is one of their lasting finishes by Kate Moss. Just a nice little rosy terracotta color. So this is my final look. Let me go ahead and take down my hair, and then I'll talk to you guys about these brushes. So not that I want to do this challenge often, but at least I proved it to myself that I did my makeup with 3 face brushes and 2 eye brushes. And this one I didn't really even use, so 1 eye brush. So I did my complete face. Oh, I can't forget about my sponge tip applicator. So I did my entire face with these 5 things today, plus a beauty blender. So, I mean, it can be done. This I want to just get rid of this out of my collection. I have no purpose for this dang Luxie brush, but this Ulta brush, I'm not a big fan of it. I love Eco Tools brushes, and so I probably would have gone in and done even bronzer and contour with this. This you could even highlight with if you got it right on the corner here and just kind of dusted your highlight on, but technically I probably could have done my entire face with these three things. So while I love having all of my makeup brushes, I love having a brush for each particular thing, so I'm not like over on my little towel over here wiping it off to make sure that I'm not getting blush in my highlight or bronzer in my blush and so forth. You can do it with minimal brushes. So, and this is not like just a one shadow look. This is, I did blending, I did different shades, I went into different palettes. So it's doable. We don't need a bunch of stuff, even though I do appreciate my brushes that I have for certain things. But beyond that, I want to do a little side note. I'm loving my hair today. So I'm filming this on Sunday. I filmed my video for Monday, which was my haul video. I filmed that yesterday, and you guys, my hair was pulled back, but you guys saw all the flyaways in it. So I washed my hair Friday night after work, and I let it dry naturally. Saturday, I just threw it up in a ponytail, and I had all those flyaways. Last night, I put some of that Verb Ghost oil in my hair, and then just ran my blow dryer through it. I have one of the blow dryers that has like the brush on it, because I have such thick hair, I can't hold a brush and blow dry at the same time. I'd be miserable. So I just ran my blow dryer brush through it, and I'm loving it. That ghost oil is amazing. Where has it been my whole life? But beyond that, thank you so much for tuning in with me today and watching me get ready while all of my wonderful brushes that I love are still wet. If you like this style of video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. How many brushes do you usually use to get ready in the morning? I would say I use 8-ish. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.